hello, and welcome to the Woo and the Do podcast. I am so excited about this podcast. I had an epic conversation with Carl Brulhart, and she is a social media strategist and a speaker with 8 years plus of amazing experience working with social media. She used to live in New York City. She's now left, basically retired her husband, done this most amazing work, and she has dove into AI. How to use AI to blow up your social media presence. And she has been able to take 4 hours off of her work week from using an AI, not Chat GPT. You're going to want to listen to this. I talk about how in Iconic, which is it's one of my business accelerators. It was a almost 4 day, because there's a Q&A, 4 day accelerator, about 6 hours of content. And it's where I go through the woo and the do of creating the 7-figure business that I'm creating this year. And one big piece is all about content creation. And what I loved about her workshop is named Fast Forward Insta with AI. And it is the most jam-packed workshop where she actually takes you through her 8-step framework for utilizing AI and being able to use it in a way that is going to keep your own voice. And it is astounding. And she doesn't use ChatGPT, and she has some reasons why. We talk all about that. So stay tuned. Definitely give me a follow and a like and all of these things. You're going to want to give a 5-star review for my podcast, because you're going to have more of these types of conversations. And then we're also going to bring some woo conversations in. We're going to talk about acceptance, and I'm really excited about the upcoming podcast. So on that note, just sit back, listen. You will be taking notes and running to get the online business bundle. We talk about the online business bundle. It's $6,700 worth of premium business courses that if you bought them separately, you would pay $6,700. This bundle brought the best of the best together for only $100, and it only lasts for 7 days. So if you are watching this after March 18th of 2024, I'm so sorry because you can't get it. But if you are watching this now, I would say jump in and get it, because I've already had many people say yes, 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 and they're already jumping into this content, and they are astounded by the amount of value that these courses have. So jump in. You are going to want it. Click the link. It's in the show notes. It says grab your bundle here. Just go get the bundle. Download my course, Iconic. Download Car's course, which is the Fast Forward Insta with AI. And then download Elevate, which was on the last podcast with Stephanie Keith. And you are home free for creating your 6 or 7-figure business. Let's go. Oh,
Oh,
here's she.
hey, sorry. Instagram was like, no like, will not connect you.
No worries. I was like, did I do it right?
No, yeah, I think we did it right. There's Instagram Lives, nightmare.
Oh,
I have a bit of
welcome.
a cough, so I apologize in advance if you hear me like coughing up my lungs.
No worries. I'm sitting here. I had it was like a frog in my throat when I was saying, this is what we're doing today. So it's okay. Well, we so fun. Today, I'm really excited because you're going to teach us how to supercharge our Instagram using AI. And I'm really excited because your course is one of the workshops that I looked at first with the bundle. So it's really good. And I love it because when I combine it with the course that I've included in the business bundle, Iconic, and I think about some of the ways, like you said, you could save 4 to 6 hours, like those type of things. So I can't wait to talk to you about that. So everyone that's watching, we are promoting, it's called an online business bundle. It is a bundle that has $6,700 of business premium resources, including my premium course, Iconic, which is $888, and Cars, which is Oh my God, the workshop, I just watched it. I was like, wow, it's just very thoughtful. And it taught me some things about AI that I wasn't aware of. And there's other amazing, amazing creators. And when you want to create a successful six or seven or whatever figure business that you want in your, you need to put yourself in the room with the people that can do it. And this is your way of getting into the room with these people for only $100. So it's such a minimal investment. So Car, would you please introduce yourself? You have such a beautiful background and I love to hear your experience. So I think the world needs to know.
Oh, thank you. And I'm like so happy to talk to you because I know we just met and we've already like just totally connected. I've watched Iconic. I've got like all these notes about what I've learned so far. So I'm so excited to be like promoting this bundle. I'm Car Brulhart. I'm a former social media manager, head of brand strategy turned kind of like online entrepreneur. By accident, I was laid off from my job when I was 9 months pregnant at the start of COVID, living in New York City, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. And so I just started creating reels talking about how people could use Instagram to grow their businesses. And it's my fourth year of business now. I've managed to scale my business to multiple six figures. My husband is work optional. We live in Mexico City. And I have a membership called the Social Department where I teach basically anybody in any niche how to use Instagram to make more sales, get more DMs, grow their following organically.
I love it. I don't know if you know, but I used to live in New York City as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where do you
Yes,
live
I
now?
worked for Victoria's Secret. I was an executive for Victoria's Secret, and I lived in the West Village most of my time.
Oh,
So yeah,
love
Charles and
it.
Greenwich Avenue. I love that area.
Oh, we were on Minetta Street for our first 2 years, and then we had a baby, and so we moved to Brooklyn, of course.
Yes, yes, we've got to move further out when you have a baby.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
that
gosh,
is
okay. Tell people from my audience about you. I know you've got 20 years executive experience and now you've got like a seven-figure business, which just blows my mind. I like your course is so jam-packed with strategies. It's not just like woo-woo, which is I think what a lot of people assume it is. But yeah, tell us about you, Christine.
yes. Okay, so wait, I'm not the seven figure yet, but this year is my seven figure year. I know it.
Oh,
But yes, I am a 20-year corporate executive. I was a consultant with Deloitte. I went from there. I was with the Coca-Cola company for several years, and then from there, I went to Victoria's Secret. As we were talking about in New York City, I am all about the woo and the do. That is my brand. It's woo and do because I combine manifestation techniques, energetics, all of that with the strategy, and that's why my clients so far in the last few years have done about $7 million in revenue. And I'm talking about private clients, which I don't take many of. And so when they get into my world, they just shoot because we combine the energetics, this, the woo, they're manifesting their asses off and they're doing the freaking work. So I love that. I'm a best-selling author. It's called The Aligned Receiver, and it really is about connecting and allowing the universe, which I call sugar daddy, to give you everything you absolutely desire because the universe is your sugar daddy.
and
Um,
this is what I love about you is that like you're reframing this like manifestation and wealth building and you're using your own terms. Like when I'm watching you inside of Iconic, I'm like, whoa, like this is really unique and original and it's not like anything I've seen before. And I think that that's also what makes this so special. And so if you're just tuning in, we're talking about our bundle that we are a part of with 31 other amazing business owners, online entrepreneurs, women. And it's $100 for $6,000 worth of products. And it's insane. I mean, your iconic class is worth over $800 alone. Fast forward Instagram with AI, which is my workshop, is worth $167. I priced it like that. Also, it should be way more than
way
that, I
more.
think.
Way more. It was so, oh,
Right?
I cannot wait to talk about it. It was so good. I was like, whoa, like it's just really good. Everything you could just invest in this bundle just to get this AI course, and you have like gotten your money's worth. But to think that you're going to be able to get this, you'll be able to get iconic, you'll be able to get the faceless one that I'm diving in now. I'm like, oh, faceless Instagram, that would be fun.
Yeah.
It's just it's they we curated the best of the best and to put it into something that's very digestible. One thing that I love to say with this bundle, think of it as Netflix,
Yeah.
but also think of it when you do Netflix, you pick one or two shows that you are going to actually implement. And so the way that you're going to use this bundle, not become overwhelmed and be like, oh, there's so much, is to look and say, okay, I'm going to do this one and I'm going to do this one. And then you start to do, like, watch the course, do the work and implement it. Because if you don't integrate and implement, then you haven't gotten anything out of the course. So I just wanted to say
Yes.
that before we dive in.
I'm so glad you said that. I think it was Kate who's also in the bundle. She said, like, this is not an all you can eat buffet. And as someone who's actually gone, we actually bought the bundle ourselves. We're not just like touting shit we haven't tried. I actually bought the bundle on Thursday and I've been binging through the ones that are relatable to me. But there's everything from like VA course to templates for your social media agency to Reels memberships to manifestation and wealth generating courses, my AI class. There's another AI product in there. So yeah, definitely choose what's right for you.
Choose it and choose it well, and then implement it, because you can use this, you have access to it, use all of the things eventually, but you don't have to do it all in one day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take you some time to get through it because you're going to want to apply
I love it. Okay, so now okay. Those of you, I love it. There's so much I want to say, and I know we have a limited amount of time, but okay, so Car mentioned the Iconic course. So Iconic is a course, it's a business immersion. It was about 6 hours of me diving deep into how to make this year, it doesn't have to be 365 consecutive days, but just how to make this year, whatever year you are, starting today, your best year ever. And the way I did it was I started to show how I was going to make this year my $2.5 million year. And it includes both energetics. So we talked about the soul piece and like how to set
it.
goals. And the way I set goals was you have your, of course, I call it hashtag, of course, this is what I can do. And so that's the 2.5 million, right? Then I had a stretch goal, which is 5 million. And then I have the universe blow my mind one where it would be like, I don't know how that could happen, but what do I need to do, to have that do? Like, oh my goodness, but I'm open. And what I do is energetically align with the $10 million brand me. Like energetically say, I get to be that person, make decisions as that person, start to show up on social media, speaking to my audience as that person. Because
Mm,
energetically, you're going to collapse time, and you are going to, of course, you're going to do the 2.5. Of course, you're going to do the 5 because you have to do that on the way to the 10. But there's no time frame where you're forcing yourself to like, I need 10 and it has to happen at the end of the year. And no, it's like, I know it's happening. I've
yeah,
decided that's what's going to happen. And then I get to be on the way.
I love this.
So then
This is your fem forecasting, right? Okay.
yes. So what we do with the film forecasting, so now I've taken the 10 million, I now say, okay, what will my brain get behind? Because I can say I'm going to do 10 million, but then I don't have an offer suite or anything to match that. And it's
Right.
like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of like those clients that say, I want to win the lottery. That is not a business decision.
And I love how you actually walk us through this in Iconic because there's so much to be said about having this big goal, but then how do you actually make that money? How do you actually create the product suite that you need to get to these huge numbers? And you actually, I was just looking at that, you break that down inside of
Yes.
Iconic for us.
And I gave you, if there's a spreadsheet that when you click on it, you can
Mhm.
copy it and use it for your own. And it calculates for you and everything. I used to be in retail, so I was
Yeah.
a retail executive. This is the way we think, and so it's like, well, how could that happen? And so you say, okay, this is what I know, and this is how it could possibly happen for me. So now you've got your brain on board.
Mhm.
Then you can say, okay, well, now that I know that, what topics would I want to talk about? Like, how do I want to do this? Now that I said these are the things that I'm creating. So, for example, I have this, it's called the Quantum Queen, and it's a 12-month thing. And I know there's certain topics that's in there. So, if I know I'm going to write about that, I'm then open up Cars Workshop, and I'm like, oh, because I because what I want to talk about. I feel like I have super potent content, but it's also like, oh my goodness, you could use AI. And I had been using ChatGPT, but it felt formulaic. It felt like it wasn't
Yeah.
like my voice. And as much as I would challenge it and say, this is what it is, and I paid for the advanced one, it
Yeah.
just was not like hot. But you brought in something new. So tell me about Claude. Tell me, like, I am so excited about this.
Yeah. Well, I love that because I think what you're the nice kind of segue between both of our products is that when you are leveling up and you're creating more and more products in your offer suite, all of a sudden you can't be in a million places at once and you have limited time. And so something that I talk about a lot is how I managed to get to multiple six figures and I actually have a lot more white space on my calendar than I did when I was making less than that, a lot less than that. And so what I did is I created a workshop, and this is not like some like fancy workshop that's going to try to upsell you into different things. Like there's none of that in here. This is literally just step by step. I walk you through. I'm going to share my screen. I walk you through my 8-step framework. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. And it's like an 8-step framework for how you're going to use Claude, not ChatGPT. It's called Claude to give you copy. It's all copy. It's not about images or anything like this, but like copy and text that you feel confident enough using on your sales pages, in your emails, in your captions, to write your reels hooks. This is all the things that I have done in the step-by-step workshop. And so I give you a framework that's 8 steps. And essentially, what sets my AI workshop apart from everything else out there is that I actually thoughtfully came up with a way to not just role set. I think that's one thing that most people get wrong when it comes to AI is you have to set the roles, and then you have to actually give it examples of previous work that you have written that you feel really good about that's led to conversions or comments or DMs, and have it actually finesse that. And then we actually take it another step further and I teach you how to create audience empathy with Claude, the AI. So what I love about Claude is that when I talk about audience empathy, you're like, what the hell is that? Well, audience empathy is that unique thing that's unique to all of us that you cannot replicate. It's your unique story. It's emotional points. It's dreams. It's goals,
Connection.
and it's connection, right? And that's what people buy. People are not buying your physical product or your digital product, right? And so we train Claude, who's a virtual assistant, and that's how he's also different from ChatGPT. He, like they, and we train him to be relatable and to be empathetic, and that's where you really start to see the difference in the copy that you're getting in the output, if you compare it to like things that you've been putting into ChatGPT. So I'd say those are the biggest kind of things. And I walk you through all the different ways that I use Claude AI for my business. If you actually go to the sales page, if you check out the bundle, you'll go to the sales page and you can see the fast forward Insta with AI sales page that I created. That was all created in Claude. And this workshop has made me over $20,000 with very little effort on my part, just plugging and playing using my 8-step framework. I'm really confident that you can create a sales page. You can create a series of emails that sell your offer. You can come up with objections. You can come up with tables and charts that actually help you identify your ideal audience. And it's not just like single woman making $80,000 living in Chicago. Like we're getting really granular and we're going into these people's fears, desires, wants, goals. And I walk you through all of that. So you're not just going to be like, here's a bunch of like
No, it's
templates and here's a bunch of prompts, right? This is not prompts. So if you're looking for
no.
prompts, you're going to get some examples of prompts, but this is not prompts.
This is actually how you would want to use it, at least in my brain, the way I would want to see how to use the AI. So I was like, oh, I'm getting Claude right after this live stream. Because
Yes.
the thing I loved about it as well is I love to speak in specificity. I always tell my audience specificity equals cash.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you can get on like specifics of things that are happening in your audience's life that day, like say you're sitting there drinking your Starbucks and your heart is racing because you're so worried about whether or not you're going to get another person to buy that live stream or whatever, or buy that course or something. And when you can speak in those specifics and someone's like, oh my goodness, they're talking to me. And so what I really was interested in was the fact of how you said it can really connect with the way you speak and the way
Yeah.
you speak to your audience, because ChatGPT love it, but get yay Dolly for the images, but it just was not catching
Yeah,
like my voice. And I was like,
absolutely.
ah, God.
Yeah, it felt generic, right? And so that's something that we will actually walk through in the workshop. We'll make it so that this is not generic. I teach you how to refine it. And the cool part about this is you can actually take what I teach you for Claude and apply it to other AI assistants and even ChatGPT.
You did. I mean, it was amazing. I loved how you did that. So what I'm doing, because
Hmm.
I understand, like right now, like I said, I'm launching, it's called um, the Quantum Queen, right? So it's a
Okay.
12-month thing. And I was like, okay, these are the different topics, and this is how I would speak about it. So I was like, I'm going to use Claude and use what you taught in the workshop. She gave sheets, worksheets, like all the things, so that you can use the 8 steps to actually get something that you're going to be able to use over and over again.
Mhm.
What I do, because I always, all of my posts, I use them as emails because I have an email list of about 16,000 people, right?
Wow.
And so I always want to, I love emails. But I also love Instagram, and I love the carousel slides. ChatGPT cannot do carousel slides to
No.
save its life. It's awful. But what you were talking about in your work, you guys, if you get this bundle, first thing you download is workshop, your workshop, and my
And
iconic.
iconic. Yeah, those two together and you're
You're,
set, honestly. Like if you
you're
have two
set.
things that you want to do this year, make more content quickly that converts and also make more money and improve your mindset. That's all you need. And it's $100. This is a $6,000 bundle. It's
It's
amazing.
just, it's chef's kiss. And so when you combine that, like you were saying, oh, if we can close out, I would love for you to talk about, because in your workshop you explained how you were able to save 4 to 5 hours
Mm-hmm.
in someone's week.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the week or the day?
I
Like I couldn't
mean,
remember.
for me, it could be a day, but I think for most people, it will be more like in a week. Um, and I'm just like, I'm a perfectionist. So like when I'm writing a sales page, I'm like, this takes me days and I'm still not done,
Yeah.
right? And so I was able to save and I timed myself 5 hours on a sales page. And if you think about, if you're going to take iconic and you're thinking, okay, so this is the year I make multiple six figures. This is the year I hit 7 figures. Part of that is going to be scaling your offers, right? And so I think that if you can save time in places where you don't actually, you've already done the work, if you think about it, right? You just need something to organize all of those thoughts for you and give you an output that you can then just go and copy paste. And that's where that time savings comes in. And then you can take that additional time and actually think of other ways that you can make more money.
I love this. Now, I love writing copy. Like, I love going into my clients and like tweety
Me
words and all of that stuff.
too.
And I felt like when I was using ChatGPT, it could be because it was just brain numbing because it wasn't like getting what I needed to say. But I felt like I lost a little bit of my creativity because I was like, oh, I can just,
Mm,
use ChatGPT for this and that.
yeah.
How do you keep your edge, your creative edge, that specificity that only you can do? Like, how do you do that in addition to using the AI, right, to save you time
Yeah.
and energy and all of that?
This question is so good. And here's what I teach, and you'll learn this inside of the workshop, is that you don't just dump something into the AI and then use it as it is, right? We're constantly refining. And there's always, it's like step 8 is actually refine. What I do is I get Claude to give me the skeleton of all the emails. So I'll say, like, write me a series, once we've trained it, right? Write me a series that sells fast forward Instagram with AI over the course of 12 emails. And I'll be really specific. I'll be like, make them minimum 6 paragraphs. Make sure you include this bold statement in every single email, whatever. So I get these emails. And then what I do is I put them into a Word doc. And then I go in and add my own specific lines where it's needed. I don't just rely on the AI. And I think that it's still early days for that. I think that people are almost like, they give it a try once. They don't apply my 8 step framework. They don't apply guardrails or frameworks. and then they're like disappointed by the output. So if you have tried Claude or if you've tried ChatGPT or any other AI out there and weren't happy with the results, I can like almost guarantee you that by following my 8 step framework, you are going to see a huge difference in not just the output, but also in the results that you get from using the copy that you're getting.
Yeah, and especially when we think about like one of the bigger things is that I know that I'm going to like there's a lot more content that's going out there, right?
Mm,
So like a lot more reels, a lot more video, a lot more like captions and things like
yeah.
that. And so it's just refreshing to have your 8 step framework,
Mm.
and I'm so excited to use it and just and show you guys like how freaking amazing it is.
Oh my
And I know
gosh.
we have to go because you have something else
Yeah.
right after this, but I want to tell everybody get into my link in bio or Car's link in
Yeah.
bio and
Yeah.
get this bundle. It is just a steal for 31 premium business resources, and it is worth $6,700 if you bought all of these on their own, and you
Hmm.
get to pay $100. It is going to go away pretty fast. It's only available for less than 1 week.
Yeah.
And so on the 18th and like at 6 a.m. in the East Coast time, it will be gone forever. And I've done these bundles before, and people come back and, oh, I missed it and I want to do it again. Nope, it's gone. Once it's
Yeah.
gone, it's gone. It just never comes back. And I'm going to put this on my podcast as well. I will tag Car and just really, if you just, there's a link to her stand store, all kind of goodies are in there. Go in there and
Lots
buy.
of
She's
goodies.
amazing, and I am so excited to just get to know you because I we've clicked, and I'm like, oh, I have a new online friend now.
Absolutely. I'm like, I need to get you into my social department as an expert speaker because your ideas are so, so fascinating. And I can't wait to apply what I'm learning in Iconics.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for being here, taking your time, and I appreciate it. Get the bundle, go into our links in bio, get the bundle, and you will be thanking us. Tag us if you get the
Yeah.
bundle, take a picture of your receipt or whatever. Tag us, let us know you got it, and we can always direct you with what to do first.
Yeah. Amazing. Thanks so much, Christine.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
you.